the other video get that that replay on the live chat?
Yeah, it did.
Nice. Hopefully it works this time. I guess it didn't implement yet on the last time I did it, but
it worked. It totally worked after me.
It would have been nice during the A7 III stuff, but hey, what is going on, everybody that's joining us at the pre-show for Monday Live?
Pre-show.
Yes, the pre-show. Sorry. The pre-show is when me and Jason Vong are not on the air. But if you'd like to get in on the pre-show, let us know if you'd like to get in on the show before the show. But the show notes will be posted in the comments/description of this video. So if you're trying to figure out what in the world we're talking about tonight, because I never have a clue what it might be, it's all going to be up to some of our main topics and what our viewers decide to chime in on. But yeah, check out the show notes down below. But anyway, we are in pre-show mode. So if you got any questions or thoughts, please throw them our way. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, so, our pre-show mainly consists of Dragon Ball talk.
talking about all the secrets right before it goes off on air, off air.
Anything goes.
Just like the A7S III you've already got back there.
Oh, what? Whoa. Shh. What did I say about keeping things on the DL? What is going on, guys? Eduardo, Kaio, Alex Sandoval, what is going on? Baby Pop, Bodog.
What is good, everybody? Thanks for joining us this evening, man. Appreciate it. Kyle is saying this is the first week watching live. Really? Awesome. Glad you are joining us, Kyle.
Yes, welcome, Kyle.
I love AB Positive Bulldogs, man. Hashtag arbitrage. You know, when they mention arbitrage, they've been following us.
Yeah, you gotta do portraits. You gotta charge $80 a portrait. You do 3 portraits, you can buy another lens. Arbitrage.
Arbitrage your way to an A7 III, man. Yeah, anybody watch Dragon Ball Super. If you guys have remotely know what we're talking about, that's great. But
don't spoil it. I haven't seen the final episode yet.
Oh, yeah, don't spoil it for Jason.
No, I'm just kidding. Just go ahead. I don't really care.
Phenom Vapes is back. 13 Dilemma is back. What is going on?
Dark 69. Peter B.
Alex is expecting more videos during spring break. My spring break starts next week, but nice. Because I have the yearbook due, I have a feeling I'm going to be coming down to help finish the yearbook for a couple of days during my spring break. And I think I might be meeting with some of my digital cinema students who are competing to do some training before the competition. So we shall see, Alex Sandoval, if I can get some video. It's really difficult right now. Yeah, it's just like a mental block going on. So
nice.
Let's see. Victor Cologne, why does the EVF and LCD screen show well-exposed photos when in fact are underexposed? I always have to go off the histogram to get it right. That is an interesting question. Jason, any thoughts on that? For me, personal experience, I tend to have issues with the EVF matching the LCD with my Sony cameras. That tends to be the issue. I tend to go off what my EVF shows me most of the time versus what the LCD shows me. So, but I haven't had to really use the histogram. Back in the Canon days, I would use the histogram quite a bit more just to check stuff out. But Jason, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, at least in shooting video, I always go with the metering mode. I always have +1 for almost all my footage because, yeah, it's okay that way. That's why I know it's properly exposed. +1. I know it's weird, but for at least video, I have to have +1 on my metering mode. Overexposed by like a stop.
Price of the Tamron FE 2875, has that been officially announced? I don't see an actual price yet.
No, other than the picture comparing that to the G Master 24-70. No.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that lens. It's very, very interesting. Definitely gonna either rent it or pick it up. So, because I was looking for one of those lenses. Let's see here. Jay San says Goku trains and gets stronger and defeats the guy. Jay San, thanks for the follow up there for Jason. Riddell, what is going on, man? Nathan, Doctor Exclusive. I think we've got a lot of hybrid shooters usually here with us. Jason saying there was a video interview on the 28 to 75. I did kind of watch it a little bit. I don't know if they mentioned the pricing on that video though, but yeah, we'll talk a little more about that as we get there.
My guess is it's going to be like $1,200 for 28 to 75. I think that's reasonable enough.
That's not bad. If they can bring it down to under $1,000, I would be interested.
Because I'm not familiar with Tamron's pricing model. So
gray market stuff, they're pretty inexpensive. They're pretty good. Yeah. But if you go retail, $1,200 seems to be kind of the ballpark for that. Jelly Maniaggio says, "What's up? What's up, man?
What is up?"
Jason, did you ever finish that wedding film yet that you're working on?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up today, tomorrow, send it to a couple tomorrow, okay. Maybe Wednesday. So about to wrap it up.
Okay. Any more gigs you got to do, like wedding gigs at the moment?
No, I think wedding. I'm not gonna shoot another wedding. I'm probably not gonna first shoot another wedding until May, probably. I'm shooting one in April, but that's just like in shooting. I don't have to edit too. Those are the best weddings, when you shoot and you don't have to worry about editing. That way, just shoot whatever you want and be like, oh, that's the other person's problem now.
Folks, just to let you know, we still are in the pre-show mode. So if you're joining us this evening, we are in the pre-show mode. We'll get started in about 4 or 5 minutes here. Evan Nakagawa is asking, I'm looking at getting the 18-105 f4 as an all-purpose travel lens for my Alpha 6300. What are your thoughts? Jason Vong is giving a thumbs up on the 18-105. I think it's a good all-around one to grab because of that constant f4. I would personally throw in a fast prime lens if you can, like a 35-1.8 or a Sigma 30-1.4 with your travel. But I feel that would sort of like complete your kit. I'm the Brown's asking, what's the best site for music for your videos? Jason, I think that's maybe on your. Well, I know for YouTube stuff, I use like premiumbeat.com to get some music.
Premiumbeat.com.
And then I started using some music from Epidemic Sound. But Jason, what's your sources?
Wedding films, I use MusicBed a lot for regular YouTube videos. I've been straying away from Epidemic to Artlist. Using artlist.io a lot nowadays for my YouTube videos. They're all good. It's just, you just have to be patient in finding music.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. Usually whenever, is that your approach if you're starting a project? Do you try to find the music first in mind or to kind of piece your video together? Or do you, I know you kind of splice your clips, right? You kind of just segment them all out and then you work on it. Or do you do the music, then you lay them over the music?
You mean like, well, I guess for like YouTube, yeah, I just like spice up the clips and then just find the music afterwards. Like put together like a narrative, like figure that out first and then find the music. I guess I do the same thing for like weddings as well. Putting together the story first and then find the music. And then after that, just mark the beats and then trim down the B-roll to the beat and that's it. I say like it's easy, but it takes me like a day just to get that done. I hate finding music.
The few times I've ever done like a wedding film, or any type of project, I usually go based on the music first. I'll play the music, and then also those of you in the chat, like if you do anything like these kind of projects, how do you handle it? Because usually what I'll do is I'll listen to all the beats and then I'll break the song down by beat. And then I'll ham out all the different clips that I need, and then I'll just kind of try and fit it into that kind of setup. But I'm not like, it's not a thing that I do every day, so it's not my craft. But just wondering. what other folks might be doing. Let's see here. Dan, you're jumping on the NewGear stuff already, Ryan. Slow down, man. Slow down.
Damn.
Slow your row. Tyrone said he's switching to Sony in the near future. Should I get the Sony 85 or wait for the Sigma 85? I would say the Sony 85 1.8. I don't know if you're talking about the G Master. That's what I would say. You can save some money, get a native lens. Unless you're talking about the native Sigma FE lenses, which we still don't know for sure on the performance. Eduardo is asking
about that too.
What's up?
I'm saying we'll be talking about that too. We'll be talking about the FE lens and stuff.
Eduardo's asking what's the difference between FE and E. FE is for lenses that are designed for full frame, full 35 millimeter frame. E-mount are built for APS-C, which has a 1.5x crop for Sony mirrorless. That's like your Sony a6000, Sony Alpha 6300 cameras will take E-mount lenses. Although full frame cameras, you can use the cropped lenses on there and it should work fine, just cropped.
Yes. Absolutely.
Alex is trying to get us to buy some stuff. Thanks, Alex. Rolight Neo's on sale right now.
Alex, let me know when there's another 20% off eBay deals, man. Let me know.
We're going to have to catch some of these questions a little later in the show. But thank you for your guys' comments. Let's see here. Okay. Hey, folks. It is 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, wherever you are in the world. Thanks again for joining us this evening. It is the Monday live show here with... well, first of all, I'll say my name is Danny, a.k.a. That One Camera Guy, and I am here with...
Jason Vong from Jason Vong.
Can't go wrong with Jason Vong. And again, once again, thank you guys for joining us on our crazy Mondays that we have here. As you know, at this point already, when we usually start our show, we're going to cover some hashtag NewGear segment. Let us know what's hurting your pocketbooks right now. I know you've had some time to recover from the Sony a7 III. Maybe you're buying some really awesome accessories for your Sony a7 III. Let us know what you have recently picked up, maybe some lights, some lenses, what in the world that you did. Just go put hashtag NewGear, and Jason Vong and I will go ahead and read them off after we talk about the stuff that we recently picked up, maybe, potentially. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with Jason Vong. Jason Vong, what in the world have you picked up in the last week?
Have your tax return came back yet? Have you filed your taxes yet, Danny?
I have not filed my taxes yet, but I am in the works. It's like in progress right now.
Just wait until you get your tax refund.
What?
All right, so one of the new things that I got.
Whoa.
Well, no, not the lens, Danny, not the lens.
Oh.
But I actually picked up this magnetic ND filter thing.
Get out of here.
This magnetic lens adapter where like I can put the ND filter, put like a little magnetic ring on the ND filter and one on the lens, and then I can just slap it on and have an instant ND filter for whatever it is that I'm shooting. So it's pretty crazy. Mainly got this because I'm tired of screwing on the ND filters, and I remember watching one of Matt Johnson's video, and he recommended the Manfrotto Xume, Xume, and it's crazy. It feels very snug. It doesn't feel like it'll fall off. The alignment is always perfect and on point every time I take it off and turn it off. I put it on and take it off. So I can be versatile with this. I can take this off and put it on a different lens or put it back to this lens right here. So this will make my life a lot easier when I'm shooting in Mexico, which I'll be going to in a couple of weeks. So this little magnetic lens adapter for ND filters and lenses. So pretty cool.
Nice. Does it allow you to work a variable ND filter though? Are you able?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So this one right here, that one I'm using, I got a lot of questions about this on Instagram, but I got a very cheapy one. This one's from Yongnuo. I don't know if you can see that. It's Yongnuo. It's very thin. I like it. The Tiffin ones are usually are a lot thicker, but this one's thin and light, so it doesn't wreck the balance of the gimbal. But you can use any ND filters on the lens adapter. So
if you have if it's variable length, you can still rotate it even though it's magnetic. Like you can have enough friction between it.
Yep. So check it out. So I can rotate it without unscrewing it off the lens adapter.
That is nice.
Yeah, love it. I just literally got this in like 5 minutes before we did our pre-show, so managed to test it out before that. So pretty cool. I like it a lot.
All right.
I'm taking my 16-35, which is an 82 millimeter filter thread, and a 24-70, which is also 82. So it'll save me money from having to buy another ND filter. I can just take this off and put onto my 24-70. So
the part that goes, the magnetic part, how do you install it onto your? Is it just another ring that goes onto the?
Yeah. So it's just another ring, and I'll show you guys the product photo here. So it's just a ring that you screw onto the filter thread of the lens, as well as on the filter itself.
And what's the price on that?
UV or ND filter? You know what? It comes in a set. I think it's $60-some, $65. It comes with 2 of the filter holders, which are these, and 1 for the lens, which I thought I would get 2 for the lens and 1 for the filter. So I need to order another one now. But $65 for a set of 3.
Nice. I might have to look into getting something like that for my students.
It's nice. It's expensive though, especially when you need to buy like different filter size. Yeah. So I'm just getting 1 for now for the 82 millimeter, for the 16-35, and then 24-70.
Cool.
Good stuff. And,
awesome.
People want a link. People want a link to it. What do I do?
You can give them your link, Jason.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Guys. Yeah, give him a second there.
And I will work up a link for you guys.
There you go. Thank you, Jason. That's really cool stuff. Anything else you picked up?
I'll save the other thing I got for next week.
Okay.
What about you? Did you pick up anything?
I don't think I recently got anything necessarily brand new. I mentioned already that I picked up the 24-70 f4. I bought it used off of eBay, got it for about $600 after the 20% off via eBay. So I've been using this lens, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But so far, it's nice to have the 24-70 f4 range. I may end up replacing it later with a 24-105. So right now, in the immediate use of this, it does come in handy. I've been doing a lot of group photos lately, so I've been kind of testing the 16-35 f4 and the 24-70 f4, figuring out which one I kind of dig the best. So that's been on my list of things. I don't know if I ever mentioned that I picked up this capture clip at all. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember if I mentioned it. But if Riddell, if you're still in the chat somewhere, I got this because I saw you using one of these clips at that photo shoot we did in Vegas, and I was just like, man, it just was so cool when you had it over your belt loop and you just had this set up. I don't know if it was this particular model, but I went ahead and got the capture clip V2, and there's the V3 version that I was gonna buy, but I was able to get some discount with the education discount that I got getting the capture clip version 2. So I've been using this capture clip on my belt loop shooting group photos recently, and it's a big load off. I mean, yeah, it's fine having like the camera on as a strap, but I haven't had any issues just having a camera over my belt and then hanging it over. The cameras aren't like incredibly heavy. And I can walk around, set up my lights and position them where I need to, and just have the camera over my hip and not worry about it. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys are using the capture clip and how are you using it. Would love to know what you're doing with yours. But definitely it's come in handy. I really wish I would have got one a lot sooner. I might even get a second one in this case. But yeah. Jason, do you have the version 3 of this?
I thought it was BS because you've been seeing me rock the Peak Design capture clip for this long, and you didn't buy it because of me.
You be perfect. Look, I've seen you have it with the backpack. Okay, 100%. But I never use my back. I don't carry my backpack where I go. I don't do that.
All right.
So, but I never. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Jason's mad at me, but you guys, all right.
I was like, what? From Rodell? Why?
Um,
Well, Rodell's saying he doesn't have the capture clip. He uses the dual spider holster system, which is
okay.
very similar to the Peak Design one. Well,
Okay.
similar
In the concept.
In the concept, but the way they do it is a little bit different. But yeah, I have the V2 and the V3. The V3 is just significantly lighter and thinner compared to the V2, so that's one of the good things about it. But the V2 works just fine, and I have one on my backpack as well as on my sling. So those are the two bags that I use interchangeably. So having one on each just helps whenever I switch to a different bag. I can just clip my camera on it. So I think I have a total of 3 capture clips right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Handy stuff. Yeah. I mean, like just having it mounted to my backpack or a sling instead of having the camera around my neck. It's just...
Have you ever gotten a scare with this thing, Jason? One of the capture clips?
No, never. I know you had a scare with these.
One too many times. But
which
whoa.
Check this out. You reminded me. This is actually another new thing that I got.
Get that out of here, man. Get that out of here.
An alpha Peak Design strap. How crazy is that?
He finally got one.
I finally got one. Look at this. They even have like the orange tethers as well.
What the heck? That's just through Sony, right?
That is through Sony Pro support.
What? How do I get on this?
Nice. I think they used to give them out, and then they have some extras, so I picked it up from a friend.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, folks, in the chat, let's check and see what they posted for NewGear, if anyone's not broke yet.
Whoops. All right, cool. So the first one that I got is Alan Ip. Wait, Alan Ip has a question. Alan Ip, save that question for later. Pedro says, NewGear just picked up the 24105 used from B&H.
What? How much?
Did it just get back in stock? There's like one for used now? That's crazy.
I think what happens, Jason, is that if you are with the B&H program where they let you to loan stuff for a review, when they come back from the review, they come as used items. And so what ends up happening is you get a product that was used for review and it wasn't, it's not really supposed to be used in a really harsh environment. So that's why you might see some of those lenses come in. But there were issues with the 24105. There were some issues, and I think there was kind of like a recall with the serial numbers from Sony. So some of those could potentially be there. But yeah, there you go.
All right.
Ryan Faisley, NewGear Mavic Air Flame Red. It's 10 a.m. in Singapore, and I'm going to work now, so I will catch you guys later. Bye, Ryan. Sorry, probably didn't catch that, but maybe in the...
Bye, Ryan. Damon Hart says, NewGear just waiting for the A7 III now 24105. Just got here the other day. Look at that. We put out that video, and a couple weeks later, people are picking up the 24105. It's a good stuff, guys.
It's a good lens. Henry Ung, NewGear Flashpoint Mini R2 TTL open box from Adorama. LOL.
Ooh. All these open box new stuff coming in. Alex Sandoval says, I just got my tax return. I'm shopping currently. All right, let us know next week what you pick up, Alex.
Oh, people are going to be buying some big stuff. Or just paying off their bills from the A7 III.
Let us know what you're doing with your tax return, guys.
Are you paying things off? Arnold Gallinado.
You will know what I did with mine next week.
16 to 35. Hashtag NewGear Rotolite Neo 2 and the 7200 G Master. Nice.
Very nice. John Forrest, NewGear 24-70 G Master, and pre-order the A7 III. Sell my 6500 because hashtag APS-C is dead.
I need some APS-C is dead shirts. We need to get some made.
Oh no.
I still get people asking about APS-C all the time, though. I get messages every now and then.
When do you think the 6700's coming out? You think they'll have a flip screen?
I hope so.
All that question, man. Every day, there's not a day that goes by asking me something about the A7S III 6500. We don't know anything, guys.
Oh, I don't think Did I mention this already? That I got this?
Oh, you did. Oh, you did.
I did, but I didn't show it.
But you didn't show it.
Yeah, so I've been using this because I've been using my 8600s lately for group photos. And I bought this because the chunkier one, the older one, whatever, I'm talking about, that older transmitter, was having issues with my camera. And so I just went ahead and ordered the X Pro S. It's a lot easier to use, and very much liking it so far. I'm just really using it just to basically what the other one was doing, but so far so good with this. Yeah, it's called the X Pro S. It's the transmitter. All right. Daniel Crotty, I picked up the A7R III, the 85 1.8, two V860s, and a mag mod kit.
Very nice. Nathan Lee, NewGear. Gosh darn, waiting for that A7 III. Then I got the Sony 85 1.8.
Jason, so the folks in Europe have already got their cameras, right?
Yes.
What is going on?
I don't know why we're the last ones, man. That's not fair.
Jeez. Oh well. Maybe when the A7S III we'll get it first. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. Jay San, did you already do this one? NewGear Sony 24-70 G Master. I'm glad my girlfriend still can't Google very well. Also the Godox V860 Mark II S. Hope it is reliable.
Let's see here. The 13th Dilemma. NewGear Sony 85 1.8 and the Zhiyun Crane Plus. Very nice.
Very nice. Tony A. Pre-ordered the A7 III. Hopefully you pre-ordered in the beginning, so you will get yours when it is available.
Mitch Rico, NewGear, got the 27-inch iMac while I wait for my A7 II. Sure it's not a 3?
Hey, not everyone needs the A7 III in their lives yet.
You need an A7 III. My gosh, that autofocus is just... Step it up, guys. A7 II, folks. Step it up.
All right. David Parks, NewGear 24105 and the new 85 1.8. Sweet. Is that to match up with your A7 III, David?
NewGear 1102 9+ condition. I have no idea what that means.
Is that the lens? I think he's talking. Is he talking about the 24105?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's the 24105.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's great. If it's working, check it out. Make sure it's all good.
Yes.
Fathom Rocker, NewGear 2470 G Master to go along with my 85 1.8 and pre-order of the A7 III. Awesome. I'm thinking that combination's big. I mean, 85, 24105, or 2470 is the kind of what people are going for.
That's the sweet spot right there.
Yep.
Mikey 17, NewGear. I just ordered the Zeiss 55. Nice.
Love that lens. Really, really love that lens. I just got a filter for it today. Some new stuff I just don't mention, but I didn't think anyone cared about a filter.
Something. Yeah.
Take care of everything.
All of a sudden, all this new stuff.
Yeah, I got one of these BW with my potato quality here.
Oh my gosh, that's expensive, isn't it?
It was like 40 something, 40, 50.
Oh, maybe it's their ND filter that's expensive.
Yeah. NewGear Caesar says 16-35 G Master. Should I sell my 35 1.4 Sony Zeiss now? Is it redundant to have both? For me, I would probably say yes for what I do, but for you, I don't know, Caesar. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Tough. I mean, you are losing like that 1.4 if you do get rid of it, but if you don't feel like you need that 1.4, then yeah, that might be a little bit redundant.
Yeah, because I would add a 50 or a 50 millimeter at that point.
Yeah,
that's how I would view it.
Same. Isaac, NewGear pre-order A7 III switch from Canon. This was my first Sony camera. Welcome.
Ooh. Sammy says, wait, that's Sammy almost got me right there. Oh gosh. Sammy in the chat said #NewGear, then he asked a question.
Can't cheat the system like that, Sammy. How could you?
Come on, Sammy. That was pretty good though. We're gonna take the questions at the end. Unless super chat questions we will take on the spot though. But it's you're not required to do that. But Alex Sandoval just dropped $15 though right now. He says, I was going to use this on my next helicopter photography trip, but I'm second guessing it if I should do it after the NYC incident. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna take that $15 and take that helicopter ride.
Jason's not scared. Jason, we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. All right. Andre Foster, NewGear 16mm f1.4, loving the depth of field.
Yes. LJ Views, NewGear 60 Mark II. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, I think that's an underrated camera, even though everyone craps on it, but I still think it's a good camera.
No, it should be okay. We're on Danny's channel today, so it's okay. We'll let you slide with the 60 Mark II.
Benny Lee, NewGear third-party quick release clamp adapter for tripod. Cramp.
Let's see here. Ulysses Martinez, NewGear Sigma 16 1.4. Nice.
Jason, what would be the equivalent for full frame? A 16mm. What would be? Is that like a 24? It's a 24.
Yeah.
I mean, I like when I used the 16. I liked it, but I was APS-C is dead. Moving on. All right, so it's dead, but I'm still gonna have some videos planned for APS-C though. All right, Cesar Sanchez, NewGear almost got the A7R3 battery grip, Rotolite EOS, and Sony Command transmitter.
Reyes, NewGear Galaxy S9 to replace my Pixel. Did you get your S9 yet?
I'm debating it right now.
Oh no,
I'm okay. I can wait. I don't need that 4K 60p.
Oh no.
I'll just save up for the A7S III. All right, here we go. We're gonna read a few more. We're actually almost there. Anthony Knapp, Sigma 16mm 1.4 and the 31.4 got them used for both $500. That's a good deal. I would say if they're in pretty good condition, that's a good deal for both.
Andre, NewGear turns pro for time lapse. What is that? Is that an app?
I'm guessing. Justin Chow, NewGear A7 III and got rid of the Alpha 6500. Hashtag APS-C is dead.
Oh no.
Trending now on Twitter. APS-C is dead.
Yeah. And Gusty Dandy, NewGear 28 F2. Is it good for vlogging on a budget? This guy's asking that question. I haven't used it for vlogging, so I can't really answer that though. I think it's still not wide enough in my opinion.
You can get an adapter that makes it a little bit wider if you want it wider.
Oh, there we go. All right, folks. Thank you again for all of your input for the NewGear segment. We are going to go ahead and jump into, well, shooting experiences. I don't know if Jason will share a little here or there. Maybe we'll see. I kind of talked about this already. Like I said, we'll go over some quick shooting experiences that we've been doing lately, and then we'll jump into our news topics. Right away. Again, those of you just catching us right now, we're going to head out. We will have show notes down below in the section, in the comments, and in the description. But I already introduced the capture clip from Peak Design. Again, really loving this thing, using it for a lot of group photos that I've been doing. So that's what I've been doing the last week or so, just taking group pictures. Again, shameless plug. Check out my Instagram and posting there. But yeah, just doing group pictures. Today I had to do a track and field photo shoot. So I had about 100 kids, 100 students to take their photos. But I got that all squared away. I think when I first started doing group photos, I don't know if any of you guys have had to do any like really large group photos before. But when I first started doing that like 4 or 5 years ago, it was really scary at first. But over time, I just have like a very systematic approach to doing these group pictures, especially large groups. But I just stick with my tried and true is I always just start with tallest to shortest. And then I just kind of do this kind of pyramid shape as I go from layer to layer. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then I've been using the 24-70 f4. Like I said, I got to do some more tests. I think what people have already told me, they haven't had too much of a good experience with their 24-70. I think either the ND filter the filter that's on here that came when I bought it is not really good quality. The image, either that or the images aren't coming out as sharp as I would like. So I'm definitely going to go and try to do some side-by-side testing with the 24-70 later when I can.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm having to crank, like the photo I took today for track and field, I had to crank up my sharpness quite a bit. I shot at f11. It was fine. It looked good, but somewhat soft. I had to bump up the sharpness, and then it looked good after that. But you know, but maybe folks are right. It's not a good lens, so we'll see. Yeah.
So is the center sharp for that lens, or you're talking about the whole entire spectrum?
See, here's what's weird. When I did this group photo for softball, when I shot wide on the 24-70, at the wide end, I noticed it seemed to be decentered. One side seemed a lot of focus, but when I zoomed in like to 50 millimeters, I didn't notice that, but it seems to be there at the wide end. So I'm kind of concerned about that. So yeah.
If anybody has a 24-70 Zeiss out there, let us know your experience with it. You share the same experience as Danny. So
I think a lot of people don't like it, man. That's why they went and got the f2.8. But
yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame, man. I mean, like now I'll be telling people to get the 24-105 straight up. I didn't think the 24-70 from Zeiss was that bad.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll try it without the filter next time. It could be the filter that came with it, but who knows? All right.
Justin Chow says he's always see negative reviews for the 24-70 f4, and Harrow says 24-70 Zeiss is bonkers. Bonkers as in it's good, or bonkers as in it's bad?
Probably means it's bad. I'm gonna say it's probably bad.
Because I've seen bonkers used as a really good thing.
Yeah. Sucks. I guess I'm gonna have to sell mine or figure something out and just go for the 24-105. Just go straight to that. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much money right now. I'm trying not to spend too much. All right.
Spend that tax return money though.
All right. Let's see here. Jason, you want to share anything, or you want to save that for later?
No, I can share something really quick. So I have a full video talking about this, but over the weekend, I was playing with the 16-35 a lot, especially on the Crane. I was more focused on using this as a video lens more so than a photo lens. So don't ask me anything about photos. But for video wise, if you guys haven't been following us, I've been saying I need a 16-35 for the Mexico trip that I'll be going in a couple of weeks. And the main reason I want the 16-35, I want to use this lens instead of the baddest 18 is because of the versatility. I can zoom from 16-35, and if I put on a gimbal, I can be versatile with my range as well. So the good news is I was able to balance it at 16 on the Zhiyun Crane Plus. The Crane Plus has a bit of a higher payload than the V2, so it's able to support the weight of the 16-35 G Master lens. And I can also zoom in without wrecking the balance. The gimbal still works and everything stabilizes just fine. So I'm very happy with the results. But the issue is right now that I'm having with the Crane Plus is that because it is a bit of a front heavy lens, I have to sit the camera really close to the motor in the back. So I'm not able to use my flip screen or my tilt screen. So just imagine this is the motor of the Crane, and this is what it would look like the LCD would touch it, so I wouldn't be able to use it. So that's an issue that I've been having. It's kind of hard to see the screen with the motor blocking it. So if anyone's interested in using a combination like this, you might want to consider having an external monitor for framing purposes. So I asked Julian to send me the new mini dual handle grip, which is this separate attachment that you can mount underneath the gimbal. So you can use two hands, and then the mini dual grip will have a 1/4" 20 where I can mount on a monitor. So might test out that combination in Mexico, or maybe test it out when I come back. But other than that, I mean, the footage looks really good right now. I'm in the process of cutting things up and putting together a bit of an shooting experience video, which will come out later this week. So look forward to that.
Awesome, man. Sweet. Can't wait. The lens I really wanted to get, but I went with the f4. Damn it.
Yeah, I think if I took the f4 instead to Mexico, I think it would still be fine because it'd be mainly for like architectural stuff. So I don't need that 2.8, but why not? Why not?
All right, let's see here. Did we get anything here? Peter V saying APS-C will never die. Never. Let's see.
I don't know about that. The new basic model, A73.
Just basic model. Pat Adolfo was wondering if there was a V2 for the 2470. There was not. It'd be nice if they did. How heavy is that 16-35 for all-day carry for you, Jason? You feel?
I definitely feel it. I'm like sore right here because I have to carry a backpack. Also sore on the arm from using it, but not bad. It isn't too bad, I would say. You can definitely use it the entire day.
Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and jump into our news topics. Thanks for hanging with us up until this point. Again, we'll try and get some show notes down below. So some of the topics we're going to talk about today has to do with the confirmation from an interview, I believe, that was done with Sigma as far as confirming the Sony FE lenses and building native FE lenses in the future. We kind of hinted about that last week. We're going to talk about the helicopter flight. It looks like the FFA is FAA. FFA, I think. Am I getting it right? FAA. They are going to go ahead and start blocking. Well, right now, I think they're banning open door helicopter flights. We'll talk a little bit about that and a little bit of Jason's experience with flying in a helicopter and mine jumping out of an airplane at some point in my life. Okay, and then Tamron 28 to 75. We'll just talk about that very briefly. And then we'll talk about some new, again, some of the stuff that's come from Sony off rumors, some from like Betapixel. Looks like Sony's doing really well with the A7 III. And we'll talk a little bit about this interview DP Review did with this Sony's senior general manager. There was something very interesting about updating firmware for Sony cameras that I want to cover because it kind of affects some things that I have questions about Sony from. And then finally, really quick, we'll kind of round out our evening with this talk about Canon mirrorless cameras. And is Canon sort of crippling their mirrorless cameras in order to kind of segment their cameras, which I obviously makes sense, but we'll dive into it a little bit more and hopefully get some dialogue from you guys in the chat about your thoughts on that. So that's our kind of talk right now. So let's go ahead and kind of dive into some of these topics. So now Sigma is confirming that they are going to be producing native FE lenses. And we brought this up last time that the native mounts that they're coming out with will work much faster than the MC11. So there's a lot of you that might be saying, hey, should I just buy a Canon EF, for example, 85 millimeter lens or a 135 millimeter lens and Canon EF mount so I can still use it with my Canon cameras and then just get the MC11 adapter and put it onto my Sony cameras when I want to. And I've been doing this for the longest time. I'm sure some of you have been doing the same thing too. And I've had mixed results. Sometimes it works well in certain situations. Sometimes it doesn't. I was a really big proponent using my Sigma 120 to 300 with the MC11 adapter. It worked to some extent, but it never gave me the 100% autofocus performance that my Sony A9 would give me. So there's some interesting news in that situation there. They say that if they are going to be creating native FE lenses, that lenses that are wider than 35 millimeters will be lighter than conventional DSLR lenses. However, lenses that are past 35 millimeters are going to be fairly heavy, very typical DSLR size lenses. So the wider end lenses will get definitely lighter, which is a good sign. And APS-C might not be dead, as seems to be here. But Sigma was stating that they do have an APS-C lens coming in Photokina, and Photokina is happening around September 25th to the 30th. So we will definitely see an announcement or a release of a new APS-C Sigma native lens for E-mount, which is really great. But they do say that the production of more APS-C lenses is dependent on the popularity of these new E-mount lenses they're producing, which I think most people are doing. And finally, Sigma is offering a free mount, not free mount, but you can convert your Canon EF. So for example, I have a Sigma 35. I have a Sigma 35. I guess there will be a service that's going to be offered where I can send it in and convert it to a native Sony E-mount.
Say what?
Right. They've always offered this. So for example, let's say I own a Sigma 35 E-mount, Canon EF mount. I can send it in and get it converted to Nikon mount. But I've never done it. So I'm just wondering if there's anybody in the chat that's actually ever sent something to Sigma to have a mount conversion done to it. But you see, initially for me, I was like, well, I'll just sell my Sigma lens and just buy the counterpart. But now maybe I can save money by buying a secondhand EF lens and then just having them convert it. But there's one lens that I really want to send in. It's my Sigma 120 to 300. It's that big. Let me get it.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I think it's gargantuan, dude.
Yes, I would definitely want to send this in, but I don't know if it's probably not on their list, so we'll see. It definitely isn't because there isn't an email version of this yet. But I would definitely send this in. This would be one of the first ones I would send over and say, hey, can you convert this to a Sony mount? So, but yeah. Jason, what are your thoughts on this? Are you gonna grab, which lens are you more interested in? I think we kind of talked about that, and also which APS-C lens do you think would come around for Sigma?
All right, so for the APS-C, I'm thinking they already told me like a short telephoto from way back then. So what I guess whatever short telephoto prime means, I guess we can like guess what that is. So I guess they're waiting until Photokina to announce that. But other than that, would I pick any up? Probably not. Maybe just for review purposes, but not to own, because honestly, I already have most of the lenses that I need just from Sony and Zeiss. So having so many different brands, owning so many different brands, is probably not just not
APS-C is dead.
Yeah.
You know what?
Good.
Oh yeah. So you said it's gonna be a telephoto lens or just like a normal zoom lens? You think
it's a short telephoto prime lens for the APS-C? It's what they told me. They could change.
What if it?
I didn't hear anything about a zoom lens.
So I wonder if there's a lens that already exists in their lineup that they could just revamp. I still would like to see a 1750 f2.8, but that's a pretty heavy lens. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's kind of like that mid-range. Maybe it's like I don't know what's in their lineup that could possibly be that lens. I have no idea. Chat, what do you think it might be? Short telephoto lens. Wait, it's not a prime, right? It's a short telephoto zoom.
It's a prime potentially.
Lens. Oh, a prime lens.
Yeah, it's a prime. That's what they told me.
So a 55. I think it'd probably be like a 55.
Might be like a 50, yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, folks, what do you think? I think it's a 50. That's going to be like a 55, maybe. That's my call.
Also, some people have been saying my audio is low. Can you hear me? Check. It's soft. The louder now, better now. Can you hear me, Danny?
It dipped earlier, but it fixed itself like a while back.
That is weird. Okay, just let me know. Anyways, to comment on what you're saying, I mean, like we've been saying this for the past couple of weeks. I mean, once these native FE lenses are out, it just makes the A7 III much more appealing for people to get, because they can get affordable glass for their full frame camera. So it's just, yeah, I think this is a good thing that the native FE Sigma lens is going to outperform the MC11 adapter. So that's the thing that we were always curious about. Yeah. So kind of knowing that as a fact now puts us at ease. But then again, we got to wait until the lenses are out and me and Danny tested it. But
I just want a conversion for this lens. This is what
that might take a while, I think.
Honestly, if I because they haven't announced obviously an FE version of this, but I would be so happy, because since I already have it, I can just send it in. That's perfect. That's great. I'm really happy that there's going to be a conversion service. I'm just wondering the cost, like how much it's going to cost to have a conversion.
That's the thing. Like, do you know how much it costs to switch from Canon to Nikon, and are there issues if you do change it?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I wonder if it's just a few $100. That's fine with me, I guess, or a couple $100.
I just feel like if they're just gonna save them the trouble, they should just give you a new lens in that mount instead of actually like taking it apart and just.
Who knows? Maybe that's what they do. They just switch it out and just say, "Hey, take the Canon, you switch it off with the Sony."
It would just be easier on them. It's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I agree. Anyway, Sigma, can you please make a 120-300 FE? That would be my lens right there.
I'm gonna say a couple years from now.
Damn it! Maybe next year. Come on, Sigma. All right.
Okay.
Let's see what the heck is going on.
So people are definitely wanting that 18-35. They want that sweet lens for the E mount. Let's hope they would throw that in the mix this year.
Yeah, why not? That'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Shalia Moon, has the A7 III been shipping out already? Not to me and Jason Vong, sadly.
Nope, not yet. We don't have it yet. Padolfo says, yes, a Sigma short telephoto prime. I need this.
Devon Ron says Sigma released the roadmap for that APS-C prime. They have it placed shorter than their 60 millimeter 2.8, so it's potentially a 56 millimeter 1.4. That sounds like a very Fuji like a 56 millimeter lens.
It's the 60 is a macro lens, right?
I believe so, or it's part of they have like a line of E-mounts like that. Let's see. Arnold Gallinetto, they lied. It's the 50 to 100 f1.8. Imagine. Wait, I think, well, like I said, they've already listed a number of lenses that are going to have FE versions of it or E-mount versions. So once those are available, I think it's going to be there soon. So
yeah,
I don't see why not. Arnold also says if they make a 120 to 300 2.8, I'll be happy. Thanks, Arnold, for echoing my happiness.
Yes. Let's see here.
Pat Adolfo, Sigma art lenses don't use focus by wire, I believe. It's like connected. It's not focused by wire.
All right, you can imagine it'd be the same too for the E-mount lenses.
Yeah. Pedro says it wasn't a macro though, the 60 millimeter.
Awesome.
All right. Sedanon's waiting for a 6D Mark III. That might be another 3.5-4 years to go. All right. All right, so folks, we're going to talk about some serious news here. We didn't really talk about it because I felt that most people already knew about this topic from last week, where just kind of summarizing it, there was some photographers on a helicopter ride in New York City. It was an open door based one where they have harnesses that are on, and they were basically shooting photos of New York, right? And unfortunately, that helicopter crashed pretty early on into the flight. And the folks that when the helicopter crashed, the harnesses prevented people from getting out of the helicopter after it crashed. And sadly, those photographers had died. Now, the helicopter pilot did survive. That individual was able to get out of their harness. But there's a lot of discussion going on about the harnesses and saying that they do include like a pocket knife that can be used to get you out of that harness, to get out of the helicopter in a situation like that. But the talks now of like whether or not that was clear with all of the individuals before they flew up on the helicopter, and some potentially new safety issues. Now the FAA is announcing that they are sort of postponing or preventing people from having open door flights now. I don't think they banned it, but I think it's. Am I getting it wrong? Is it FFA? FAA?
FAA.
Yeah, FAA.
Yeah.
I think I'm calling it FFA because Future Farmers of America, something like that. FAA. We have a club here. We have an organization at my school, man. The Future Farmers of America, man. They got to grow crops. All right, so FAA. Yeah, that's the situation right now. So I wanted to bring this up. A couple things. When I skydived, there wasn't a whole lot of instruction. I did tandem skydiving, and then Jason, you just went on a recent helicopter ride not too long ago. Can you kind of? I actually want to know, like, what were some of the safety policies that they went and talked to you about when you went on this ride? Was it an open door kind of style, and then you hang out of the helicopter and the harness? Go for it, Jason. I'd love to know.
Yeah. So my memory is a bit jogged. It's been a while since that helicopter ride. But for those of you guys who didn't know, I took a helicopter ride with Sydney, another fellow YouTuber. We did an open door helicopter ride. We're still alive. As you guys can see, I'm present.
Jason, you are actually in a coma. This is all just a figment of your imagination. We are not really here. No, continue on.
No wonder. I knew the A7 III wasn't real. No, I mean, like, they did a really good job trying to brief us in terms of safety, because I think you mentioned something about the pilot ended up saying like one of the photography gear bumped into one of the controls of the
I think that's one of the talks. Yeah, something might have bumped into something.
So when we were writing with the company, by the way, they're Anthelian. They're from they're located in Long Beach. Super cool guys. One of the things that they said was if we wanted to switch lens with each other or we want to switch cameras with each other, we have to let the pilot know, like kind of give him a warning, a heads up. We cannot have any loose gear item inside of the helicopter. So I think we could have brought a backpack up, but we didn't. So it was just, we had two cameras just kind of strapped to our neck. So I had both the A7R 3 and 2 on my body, while Sydney had a 6500 and the A7R 3. So it was just kind of around our neck. We wanted to switch cameras at one point, but it was just kind of like difficult when with the seatbelts and everything. So I think Sydney was the one that got harnessed. I didn't get harnessed because I didn't really need to, because I was sitting in front with the pilot while he was in the back, so he had to get harnessed. But other than that, no, they did a good job trying to tell us, like, hey, like if we need to switch lens or we want to hang our legs outside of the helicopter, like anything that we do must be okayed by the pilot first before actually doing it. So yeah.
Cool. Did they ever mention anything about cutting a harness or anything like that?
You know what? It could be just my memory not remembering, but yeah, I don't remember. Could be just me though.
But you didn't fly. You didn't fly over water by any chance?
It's also because I didn't have to be harnessed, so I probably didn't pay attention. So that's a question for Sydney actually.
Okay.
But we you know what? I don't think we flew over water, to be honest with you. We flew from Long Beach. I know that's close to a beach, but pretty much we just took a direct flight around LA. So everything that was beneath us was floor, was ground. So we didn't have to fly over water.
Yeah, folks, let us know if you happen to have gone on a helicopter ride. I'd love to know your experience and share it with us.
It was super fun, though.
All right, let's see.
It's a darn shame that they're kind of we should have taken the helicopter flight in Vegas. You see that? You should have said no. Should have gone on. Did our helicopter photography when we were up there. Yeah, but that really sucks, because I did want to go back with Anthelian, because one of my friends worked with them, and then I guess we wanted to go back up in the air to shoot some night photography of LA. So it kind of sucks now that it's temporarily banned.
Yeah, so yeah, it seems like it'd be a temporary ban right now, but it might not be everywhere. But if they're really good with their information and going over it, I know someone just mentioned. Let's see here, Rai Reyes said, I did the Flying Neon flight in Vegas about a month ago. It was open door, and they go over pretty well how to use the cutter, and they make sure you know where the cutter is while suiting you up. So some really good information there to make sure you're all good on your harness. What's up, Photomiak? Dropping by saying hi. Let's see. Vernag Photo said he went on a helicopter ride in Hawaii over some active volcanoes on his on honeymoon. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know if they should just ban open door photography. From what it sounds like, from what they're saying, it's just, I guess they weren't briefed correctly on how to like cut the harness, right?
Well,
so that could have happened regardless if it was open door or not.
I mean, let's just say, let's put into perspective. I don't know if they were upside down. I don't recall. Oh, Alex has some experience, so he can probably chime in on that. But what if you're upside down and you're underwater and you're disoriented? I mean, is there a lot you can do at that point? It's really tough, right?
It's hard to say because we're not there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I can understand. I mean, like when you're in that moment, it's like, you know, who knows what's going on. I mean, like obviously from where we're standing right now, yeah, it's like we have the bigger picture, but at the moment, it's like what could they have done?
Yeah, it's a really tough questions. Yeah, hopefully it's not a case of banning that whole process. Just maybe more information wise, and hopefully they figure out exactly what happened specifically in the whole situation. They can get it all cleared up and not happen again in the future. So, oh yeah, Jason, Mikey's asking what thoughts on the actual price of doing these types of rides. Do you have any idea?
I forgot got, I think for us with Anthelian, and this is just me trying to remember, I don't know the exact price. It was like $600 for 2 people for a 45-minute flight.
Okay.
So I don't remember, but I roughly paid like a little less than that because we were influencers, so they gave us a bit of a discount in exchange for a plug for their company. So I think it's about $600.
Okay. Alexander Duvall's chiming in. He's saying there was only one time he felt unsafe. The 3 times he flew in Seattle, a plane came really close to hitting the helicopter we were in. Alex says it was so scary.
Did you try to record it as it's happening?
That's terrible.
I feel like that's that would be the thing that would run into my brain. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna record this because then if anything happens, there's a recording of what happened.
It was pretty bad. I mean, there was the folks that went up in the helicopter, they were recording Instagram videos like 11 minutes, I believe, before it happened, like minutes before it happened.
Shoot.
So it's tough. Amda Brown says, I got to fly gunner seat back in his U.S. Army days. I have been shocked how laxed some of these helicopter shoots have looked. So I guess Amda Brown, you're saying they're not really flying it very seriously out there, or they're not taking it seriously while they're flying. Is that the vibe I'm getting? Let's see. Alex says there's a sale right now at Anthelian for $90 for 30 minutes.
Open door?
Open. We'll see if they still do open doors.
Danny, we do a helicopter ride. You cannot bring your long lens. No 400.
Can I bring the 28 to one this one here?
I don't want you knocking anything by accident. Here's the thing, before the helicopter ride, I watched a whole bunch of videos and read a whole bunch of articles on like how to take pretty much like helicopter photography. Mm-hmm. And I think it's either DP Review or Petapixel, like one of the writers brought like a huge lens just for funsies. And he said he ended up, it didn't really work out for him because like the edge of the lens protruded out of the helicopter. So he had to fight the wind a lot. So he ended up not using that long telephoto lens after all. So it was pretty pointless. But I think, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Amda Brown's chiming in. Alex confirms it was their open door for that deal, and Amda Brown saying, yeah, some of these open door shoots look really unsafe for guys that jump out of helicopters. So, yeah, just from his perspective there. So, just some food for thought, guys. Those of you thinking about doing helicopter rides, be safe out there. Yes. All right, folks, we got a couple more news topics. We're going to kind of speed through them because we're almost at our 1 hour mark here. Number 3 on our list is talking quickly about the Tamron 28 to 75. Folks, those of you that are in the chat that are still breathing, let us know. Are you thinking about getting the F2?
All right.
Okay, you took that in the wrong direction. Okay, that's not
words.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Awake, you're still awake. Anyway. Jason, you're a horrible person, man. All right, so that wasn't even what I was thinking, Jason.
Poor choice of word, dude.
What's up, David? All right, so anyone thinking about getting the 28 to 75 f2.8, and what is the right price point for you? What price would make you buy it? I know Jason already has the 24 to 70 G Master, so I don't think that's going to be on his purchase list, right, Jason? Am I wrong on that? Maybe just a review sample.
Yeah, I'll either try to pick up a review sample or buy one for review purposes.
Ooh. I'm definitely interested in it. So as far as dimensions, they finally got one out. The height of this lens in terms of its length, it's 118 millimeters tall, while the 24 to 70 G Master f2.8 is 136. So it's a bit shorter. And in terms of weight, it's a little over 200 grams lighter than the 2470 G Master from Sony. And Tamron, I don't think there's any tests yet from people, but they're claiming it's just as sharp as the 2470 G Master. So it's not only lighter, shorter, but it's just as sharp as a G Master. So right now, the real question is pricing. What's an ideal price for you for picking up this lens? Is it going to be sub $1,000? Are you willing to pay $1,200? What is sort of the price point that's going to make you want to just go ahead and grab this lens right away? So, but yeah, that's what I'm wondering here. This Tamron 2875. I'm just so happy that there's these options coming out. for Sony right now. It's really it's getting it's really making it difficult to avoid the Sony stuff right now. But the more options there are for everybody, I think it's going to be great. So
yeah. So definitely, I think by the end of the year, I think a lot of people will probably be picking up a Sony A7 III, and they're probably going to be running some deals on it. So if you're waiting to get the A7 III, probably wait till the end of the year. That's when more of the lenses are out. Plus, they'll probably have some sweet trade-in bonus. So I'm thinking by next year, Danny, we're going to see a lot more people carrying a Sony A7 III out of the conventions.
You know what I see more of all the time? I see this out there all the time. I don't see a single damn camera out anywhere where I'm shooting. It's so rare. I just see phones. I'm so sorry. Let me know, folks. When you're out shooting somewhere at an event, do you see people with their fancy cameras, or are they just bringing a phone?
Bringing a fancy camera. I was walking around Disneyland with my gimbal, and then I overheard a dad. He was like, "That's the thing I was telling you about, except for smartphones." I was like,
David Osler with the follow-up. He says it's $200 for the Sigma lens conversion. If they can convert this lens, I will be very, very happy. Thank you, David, for the follow-up on that. Let's see here. Let's see. Mikey's thinking it's about $1,500 potentially, based on another lens that's been out. Let's see.
Okay, that sounds about right too. 1,200 is a bit low for what it is.
Devon Ron, I'll buy the 28 to 75 Tamron if it's $1,500 Canadian or less. I guess that comes out to about $11.50 US. Sedanon says not really in a Tamron. Creative Film says it's got to be between $800 to $1,000. Let's see.
That's a bit low.
Vernag Photo says if the quality is close, anything under $1,500 is a go. Let's see. I don't know. Do you ever? Is 24 that big a deal? I think it just depends on what you shoot. I think. Is it worth the trade-off to get a lighter kit to lose the 24 millimeters, to lose 4 millimeters? For me, I don't mind. For my style of shooting that I do, it wouldn't bother me. I would prefer a 28 to 75 actually. So
I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, like APS-C has been shooting in that roughly that focal length, anyways. You have that 18 to 35, the 18 to 105, and if you convert the numbers, it's about a 28. So
there you go. So it's nothing brand new. Let's see. You know, the thing is that the Tamron has their 24 to 70 f2.8 stabilized lenses, and they're kind of around that. They're like $1,200. So that's why I was thinking that's the reason why I thought the price range would be about $1,200 US for this particular lens. Yeah. I'm hoping, but since it's an FE and there's no other offerings to it, they could charge $1,500. They could potentially charge.
I would say 15, maybe $1,500 for the first version.
I'm still hoping for sub-1,000 if they can.
No, I don't think so.
Justin Godson says I see a lot of Sony in Canada at typical photographer spots. Interesting.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't see them enough. I know when we went to the conventions, you're going to see plenty of Sony cameras. I mean, yeah, they're there. Speaking of camera and Sony, it looks like Sony's doing really well. Just want to point out really quick that was posted that at the UK photography show, Sony cameras are selling and Sony products are selling like hotcakes. But no need to go into further with that. I think most of you realize the Sony A7 III is a very, very popular camera. It's going to be very popular. And did you really follow up on a lot of the downsides of the A7 III, Jason? I know I'm pivoting here a little bit, but I could have sworn there was some like dynamic range talk with the A7 III. There was issues with that. Was I wrong? I haven't really seen it.
I haven't. So I know Max did a few videos on the video test with A7S II, but that's something that I have to catch up on.
I think as far as that test was, he was pretty pleased with it though, with the A7 III. For what its price is, it's a really nice camera. But like I say, if you don't mind waiting, you could wait a little bit longer when the reviews come out. When I do my testing, I'm going to really be testing autofocus performance and really doing comparisons to the A7R III and the A9 when that comes around, and kind of give some thoughts on it. So those wondering about it, but I think it's just gonna be a good middle ground camera. Jason, thank you for the $10 donation. Thanks for the good content as always. Jay, I'm happy that it's good. I hope it does too.
Thank you again, man.
Arnold Galinado says, I was shooting a high school basketball all-star game and I saw a girl who had a Sony A9. Hashtag Sony A9 is not dead. Yes. Yes. A9 is not dead. That thing is remarkable. All right. Okay. All right. So there's some other stuff I want to cover really quickly, and we'll call it a day very soon here. So DP review. There was a DP review interview with the Sony senior general manager. These things we've already talked about, but there was one thing that DP review asked this individual from Sony was, why are we seeing more firmware updates available for Fuji cameras versus Sony? We noticed that basically they're stating that Sony doesn't really release as many firmware updates for their cameras. And the response that they got from this interview from the senior manager was that they're, quote, they're still in the early stage of challenging the market with products. And I guess Sony E-mount is still fairly new. I would say, I think they've been around for what, 5-6 years, 5 years now, 5+ years, a little over. But they do rapid cycles. We already know this when the 6300 and 6500 came out. They do rapid cycles of new iterations and camera models to help increase their market share, or that's what they were basically stating. And in order to reach new customers, they focus on new types of cameras, like maybe the RX0, for example. I don't know for sure. But it didn't seem as if they got to an answer on the question as to why there is a lack of firmware. It seems to be that they put more focus and emphasis on always constantly releasing a new camera versus correcting and maybe enhancing a previous camera with firmware. Now, the biggest updates that I ever personally saw that I thought were big updates for the Sony cameras was the extended temperature option on the Alpha 6300 and the A7R II. I thought those were really big deals, in my opinion, when they gave them those options. So, guys, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a problem that it seems to be kind of their focus? Sony's not really saying they're going to help out these previous cameras as much. They're going to focus a lot more on the new technology and moving forward. I still have my issues because the Sony A9 never got the star options on their camera. They have the protect feature, but they never got the star options that Lightroom reads. And some other little options there. Again, and then we lost the time-lapse options with the apps via, what was the software called again? Play Memories. Play Memories. So maybe it's safe to say we're never going to get those features, and potentially if it does ever come back, it's going to be in a different model. We're not going to see it kind of roll out in these previous generation cameras. So yeah, that was kind of not the best thing to hear from senior general manager, but it seems to be kind of the trend. We've sort of noticed this already. They just keep rebuilt, putting out a new camera and addressing some of the issues from the previous generation, whereas they probably could address some of it in a firmware update. So there you go. Cool. All right. Dang, E-mount is almost 8 years. Shoot.
Wow. Wow.
Let's see. Justin Godson, I did a drop test this weekend with the A7R III, the 24105. Fell about 2.5 feet. Bracket wasn't secured. No damage except the lens cap. Perhaps I'm very lucky.
Awesome stuff.
Let's see. Yeah. Damon Hart says there just needs to be a new menu system via firmware. I would like that. I would like a new firmware to fix the menu system. That'd be great. All right. We're just going to go ahead and round out the last topic for the evening. So I caught this on Canon rumors. Yes, I still go to Canon rumors. I still have a soft spot for Canon. I'm sorry, but I'm sure some of you might have come from Canon at some point. But I know a lot of you are maybe not keen on the EOS M50. It was the first 4K mirrorless camera from Canon that a lower level camera got 4K. So currently right now, the 1DX Mark II, the 5D Mark IV have the 4K capabilities as DSLRs. The 6D Mark II didn't get it. And their other series Rebel cameras didn't get 4K, but their entry level, one of their entry level EOS M50 mirrorless camera ended up getting 4K video. And the issue that that was being asked from DP Review when they interviewed these Canon executives was, why didn't they include dual pixel autofocusing in 4K video? And so they kind of gave up this statement as far as that. And I'm not surprised. They basically said, given the position of the EOS M50 in the lineup, we can't include all the features in that one camera. So that makes a lot of sense there. Just like the 5D Mark IV, which has 4K, you can record in 4K and you have dual pixel autofocus. But given the position of the product, we wanted to achieve optimal balance of features in a camera in that range. So they basically said they wanted to optimize the EOS M50 for that market position that it was given. So they could not give 4K dual pixel CMOS autofocus at all. So my thoughts on this, it sounds about right, but hopefully, I'm just hoping Canon can bring a really nice competitor to Sony E-mount, the Sony mirrorless camp, very soon. I don't know about you guys that are there. I don't have a lot of Canon stuff left anymore, but I still would like to see Canon come back and do some really good mirrorless equipment. But this EOS M50 is a very interesting one. It is an entry level, so we'll see what happens with their higher end mirrorless cameras. But it just it does seem like there is some crippling going on, but it seems to be more of a market decision than anything else. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I would say. But you know what they got right on the EOS M50, Jason, that Sony needs to do? Is the flip out screen. It's the flip out screen.
Yo, man.
I'm just saying.
6700 flip out screen.
You know, I don't hate the EOS M50 when I got my hands on it. It's just that, you know, 4K is there. But it's something Sony really needs to work on, is their user interface. A flip out screen would be really nice, but we'll see what happens. All right.
Cool.
Chris Barr dropping $5 because Fuji never makes a complete working camera to begin with, so it's always needing firmware update.
Oh, shoot. Chris Barr. Dropping that SR burn.
No, not holding back. Travis, $5 says, thanks for the great show. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Folks, we are pretty much at the end of the show. We'll take questions, hashtag Q&A in the last 5 or 10 minutes or so before we end off the show this evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to start dropping them right now. Again, we want to thank you, everyone that's joining us and following us on our Monday live shows. And if you do head out early from the show, don't forget to drop a like. We really appreciate it. And again, we just always appreciate you guys following us. And we are going to be on Jason Vong's channel next week on the show. So make sure you're following Jason Vong. Just search him up on YouTube. You will find him there. Jason said, tomorrow's Petapixel news. Danny and Jason say APS-C is dead. Claim all APS-C.
No, just put Danny's name.
Damn it.
Danny said it, not me. Though I did say it out loud. I'll probably take my soundbite.
Oh, shoot. Imagine. When I did the overheating thing with the Sony A9, I remember they took the screenshot of when I looked really angry in my video, and it started getting posted on the news sites. I was like, oh.
One of the things, it's just like these news article sites. They would like take the most unflattering photo of you, unflattering screen cap of you, and make it their cover photo for the article.
Hey.
Yeah. I think
publicity is publicity.
I think Sony Alpha Rumor posted a photo of me doing this. Something like that. And I was just like, I was like, why?
Hey, man. Trying to help you out. I think it catches attention by doing that.
I appreciate but dang, I just wish they used the other thumbnail instead, the one with me holding out the A7S, but instead I got the looking on therapy.
All right, Pedro Baltazar Q&A. What filter should I use for my new 24105? A clear UV filter or a haze filter? Going to Florida in the summer and can't find a clear answer. That's a tough one. I usually just use clear UV. Huh?
Yeah, clear UV filter.
Yeah, I just use clear UV filters, but if it can help with haze, I don't know. I know Tony and Chelsea Northup. I could have sworn they did a video on it and they showed that it didn't really make a difference. Could I be wrong on that? I don't know. Please someone let me know. It was a long time ago. Let's see here.
You get a UV filter though. Get the magnetic clicker.
Oh God. No one saw that. No one saw that.
All right, moving on.
All right, Kyle Markham Q&A. I have just started my production company and have $4,500 for lenses. I shoot on an Alpha 6500. I want to get a 16-35, 24-70, and a 70-200. Which lens should I get at 2.8 and the other two at f4? 70-200, get that at f4. It looks like the 24-70, the 16-35, I really like at f4. It's doing really good for me. But the 24-70, get that at 2.8. That's what I got to say.
Same.
Jason?
Same.
That's what I would do. All right. Let's see.
Benny Lee says, Q&A, do you think the A67 will bring back APS-C?
AP is dead.
It's dead.
I'm so sorry. But I still have my APS-C stuff, so I'm still gonna have some videos in the future. But yeah,
I really think if they put that flip screen on an APS-C will be revived.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing they really need to do is a flip out screen. So 6700 flip out or Alpha 50 200, whatever that moniker is going to be, bring back the flip out screen and bring in some of their modern features. And I think APS-C will make a turnaround. And I would also like if they offered a more inexpensive ultra wide lens for people.
Yeah,
because the 10-18 f4 is like $700 to $800 retail. I think it'd be nice if they could find a way to release a inexpensive ultra wide lens for like $400 price range.
Yeah,
but Sigma's already did that. Moving on. Gussie Downdy Q&A, is video and photo on a smartphone will beat point and shoot cameras like the Galaxy S9 or the Pixel 2 versus the RX 100 series? So Gussie, I love having my phone because I always have it with me. My RX 100, I keep it in a bag. Sometimes I'll bring it intentionally. So if your question is more like, will this beat an RX 100? Not in every situation. I think in portability, this is going to outbeat it. But there's times in low light scenarios where I think the RX 100 will have the slight advantage over a phone. But to be perfectly honest, these are getting pretty darn good with the technology inside. But I still think the RX 100, the newer one, I would say at least will still outbeat it in terms of quality.
Cool. Pat Adolfo says, I'm going to Japan in August. Should I buy a Sony there or buy it here in the US? Buy in the US because if you buy a camera from buy a Sony camera for Japan, the menu is going to be in Japanese, and there's no way of changing that unless you buy the older Sony cameras and do the Play Memories hack like Danny did.
Hey, whoa. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have a video somewhere on my YouTubes that just talks about that. Let's see. Sedanon says, Q&A, wait for the next Canon 6D Mark III or the A7 III with 24-105. Sedanon, you are on the wrong channel. I would say get the A7 III with the 24-105.
Yes. Q&A, do you think 12 millimeters wide enough on an APS-C? Yeah.
That's pretty wide. That's
wide.
like what? That's like a 16, 17 millimeter equivalent. 16. Let's see. Damon Hart says, "Is the Alpha? Do you think the A6700 is going to be fire when it comes out? So he'll pre-order it. Yes, it's going to be mad fire because it's going to have a flip-out screen. It's going to do 4K 60p. It's going to have 240 frames per second at full HD. Yes, you are going to want. It's going to have the same autofocusing 20 frames per second of the Sony A9. Got it. I'm calling it right now. All right, moving on.
I'll make you a latte too.
Oh, whoa, Jason. You don't want to. It's a little warm comment there. All right, let's move on.
Jason, Q&A, what flash do you use for wedding dances and such? I haven't shot much wedding dances for photography, but I was using the Yongnuo for the last one, but then now I probably just use the Flashpoint. So Flashpoint.
Like for taking pictures?
Yeah, I think for I would assume he said flash.
Yeah, I use that the Godox flash, the TT685S. That's what I use.
Yeah. Lucky Never, Sigma 16 or Sony FE videos, 4A7 III. Either or. I think you're gonna get better bokeh from the 28.
Yeah.
But again, you might need to pick up a wide angle adapter if you need that to be a bit wider.
If that was the case between those two, I would get the 28 f2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tiger Studios. Jason, which would you buy? Came TV 55W Bolton bicolor or the Daylight LED?
I have the Daylight 5600. Yeah. People are saying UV filters are a scam.
I don't use my caps too much, so I'd rather just have some sort of nice filter on it though. But that's just me. Yeah. Andy's asking, should I sell my Sigma 135 Canon mount and MC11? How much did you pay for it? It looks like the conversion to Sony is $200. So can you recoup that cost? I don't know. I don't know if you're trying to get a Sigma 135 or if you're just trying to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Tough one. It's a hefty lens. Dave Sincere says, I'm tuning in late. I've been watching the show just on my TV. Dave Sincere's been putting us on the big screen, Jason. We've been on the big screen.
We've been on the big screen.
Thanks,
Potato
Dave.
quality on the big screen. Might as well be watching it on a CRT TV.
I know. You don't even need 1080p TV because I can't even output at that. I'd be curious to see how many people actually watch us on a big screen, like just on a regular TV. Sometimes I watch YouTube on a big TV. So
yeah, I would watch like. Anyways,
let's see. When you charge money, contracts are a must. Jason, you do a lot of those kind of gigs.
I'll always have client sign contracts.
There you go. Kyle Markham, Q&A, APS-C is not dead for filmmaking.
That's not a question.
They're sneaking those in. Jason, Danny looks awful on 4K. I am so sorry, Jason. Okay, maybe in another year, someday it'll be 4K. Okay, maybe. Okay, I will try to find a way. All right. If I have to buy 4 of these jetpacks, I will find a way to connect them all to get 4K streaming.
Elon Musk coming at you with that SpaceX internet.
There you go.
For the cheap.
Dave Sincere, yes, I've been watching you two on a 65-inch Samsung 8000 TV in 4K. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
Daniel Crotty, Q&A. Zeiss Baddest 135. Did you sell yours, Jason?
He takes it out to Sigma 135 now.
Sigma the 135 1.8. Still got it.
I'm gonna get the 135 1.8, man. It's gonna be on my radar.
Right, you do that. Have fun carrying that around.
If not getting it, I'm probably gonna just rent it out with that kind of thing, and then maybe I can do a shootout with Jason with it later on too. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Get the 105 1.4.
It's not even out yet, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If it's out, yeah.
Cool.
Mikey17X will probably take like 1 or 2 more questions. What will it take to output in 4K? What will it take to output in 4K or something? I'm not quite sure on that, Mikey. Jay Sands asking, are you guys coming down to New York anytime soon?
Yes, but we won't be taking a helicopter.
Oh, Jason.
I wanted to. Now, not so much.
Asking about my capture card, Marco. I use a 4K capture card, but apparently I can't stream in 4K, so it doesn't matter. This is what I use. It's the AB.io 4K capture card.
I'm so glad that didn't like turn off the stream when you put it out. Like
it happened last time. Yeah, it did.
Alexander, Jason, are you still playing Fortnite? I am not. I haven't touched that game for like since like they got it.
Oh man,
I don't have time to play, dude. I don't have time to play.
It's so difficult, man.
Oh, I don't have time to play because I have to do this dang show with Danny every Monday.
Oh, what? He's letting it out. He's letting it out. It's happening. It's the last show. We will. The rumors are true. They're splitting. They're going their separate ways.
We should just do a live show where we just play games, and then we just do live show.
They should say, like, would they? That'd be pretty funny though.
Yeah, we do a Monday live show. You guys can join into the private server, and we'll just.
We were gonna. I thought we were before the pre-show, the pre-show that you guys missed. I think we talked about why don't we just live stream Dragon Ball Super and just do it a live reaction video. Guys, I'm so sorry. I think we're kind of like at the end of the show already. We're just talking whatever at this point. Just like the reaction to the Sony A7 III, we do some reactions for like Dragon Ball Super or gaming.
Yes.
I still wanted to do a live stream of playing that one game where you play you're like using a camera throughout the game to see, or like
Pokemon
Fatal
Snap.
Frame, Pokemon. We should play Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap.
See who can get the best pictures of Pokemon, get the best score.
Yeah. Our only judge is Professor Oak.
So we're gonna do gaming with Jason Vong and Danny on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Or the Mondays will change.
Had a bit of gaming. Hashtag gaming.
Oh shoot. Hey, that's gonna do it for us guys this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate every Monday. And we're going to try and keep this up as long as we can for the next maybe week until Jason Vong and I go our separate ways. But yeah, it's going to be on Jason Vong's show. Next week is the showdown episode with Jason Vong, just like the end, because next week is also this coming Saturday is the ending of Dragon Ball Super. It could be the ending of Monday.
I thought the last episode was last week. No, okay.
No.
I'm not that behind. Okay, good.
No, you're not that behind. You're not that behind at all. And also we didn't give any spoilers anyway, but what they mentioned earlier didn't actually happen. So, anyway,
I don't even care anymore. I'm done with Dragon Ball.
Done with Dragon Ball. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us. This is actually the post show now, so we're just chatting here, but we're going to cut it off right now. Again, don't forget to give the video a like if you don't mind too. And again, Jason Vong will be hosting the next show. Jason Vong, anything upcoming that we can let them know about?
Just videos are coming. That's pretty much it.
Complete opposite for me. There will not be any videos. But other than that, guys, I love you guys so much. We will see you later. Peace. They didn't see that because you didn't make a sound.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. Peace.
So now we can talk about the